This is your all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier midsize pickup truck. It has been such a long time coming. This is a first drive video. It's not a full perks, quirks, and irks because I've only had it for 6 hours. I've been off-roading, as you can see, all the dirt on the hood and around the car. So let's just quickly go through some stuff. Everything's been redesigned, whole new grille, nice horizontal LEDs right there. All LEDs up front, you get fog lights. This is the top trim Pro 4X, so you can see there's a 360 cam. Well, it's one of four. Which is really cool. Frontier, right, stamped in there, looks really sharp. I chose green because I think it pops the best color-wise, and it looks so sharp. Now on the Pro 4X, there are bits of orange in the logo, the tow hook's underneath right there. You'll see it on the wheel caps right in the middle. I'll give you a profile look at it right there. So there's a king cab and a crew cab, and it's got a cool, nice, strong, aggressive look to it. 17-inch wheels, and as far as the type of tires they put on, they are the Hankook, which is right there, and it's the Dynapro AT2, so you get big arches here with your plastic. There is the second of your four cameras for the exterior, a little angle up there, so a nice attention to detail. I really like it. It's such an improvement over the outgoing model, and yes, I know it's all new, and new things are supposed to have all the best of what's current and modern and available, and the Frontier definitely delivers on that. There's the Pro 4X badging right there. Go around to the rear. You have that for your 3-pin, and you have that as well. There is your trailer hitch, and more of the orange because it is the Pro 4X. There's your backup camera. It's not a full soft open. I'm just gonna quickly open it and step back and let you see. It's not you'll see, just take a look. So it's slow when it comes initially off the latches, but then it kind of falls down hard. We'll do that one more time. Let's see how quick I can be. Slow and then hard and fast. So you got 4 cup holders there. You got your bed. There's a tie right there, and there is your, let me reach over to it. There's your outlet in there. So let's close that up, and you have your back window. It's a manual window, but a window nonetheless to get some air going in there. Take a look in the back seats. So I like this. It's comfortable, mostly flat floor. That's my lunch. There's my camera and the drone. Sorry about that, guys. So you have cup holders here, and sorry, right here. You lift. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Can I? I don't think maybe I can. Hang on. Oh, yes, I can. Look at me being clever and creative. So the seats do go up to 60-40 split, as you can see. So you can get a little more cargo down in here. So I'm just going to close that down right there. Let's just do this real quick, again, because I don't want to get too far into it, but I do want to give you a first look at it. What I really like, and I'll call it a perk, even though it's not a perks, quirks, and irks video. When my arm is here, the way my hand falls, it's right on the window switches. So that is so convenient, and some automakers don't do it as well, but I'm so happy the Frontier has that little extra bit of comfort there. You got your kick for your parking brake, regular pedals, Frontier Pro 4X for your floor mats. Seats are pretty comfortable. So up, down, forwards, backwards, and the back part goes. And I want to show this to you. So I'm gonna have to jump in the back and try and be clever and creative. There's your lumbar support. It's manual, so I'm happy they have it. I just wish they would have kind of put a button there and made it power. Anyways, there's a quick look inside the cabin. I'll jump in a sec, but completely redesigned, redone. It is not the last gen at all. So let's quickly go in here. So again, because this is the Pro 4X, it does have the orange bits. Now it's only tilt steering. It's not telescopic at all. I think I goofed here because I can't pull this down with one hand. You'll take a look at the hood. There you go. Now I did it with my elbow. Yeah, so just that's how much off-roading I've done today, and I absolutely love it. So there is no full digital dash. You do get a large, I believe it's a 7-inch digital screen. You got your analog dials on the outside. For a truck, I don't think it matters. I'm fine with analog and digital for a truck. If this layout looks familiar, yes, it's typical Nissan on some of their bigger vehicles. And again, everything's so easy to figure out. I want to go in here for a quick second, show you. So there is your safety sense, some voltage options, cargo lamp, hill descent control, which comes in really handy and works well. You got your tow mode and trip reset and lightness or darkness for your dashboard. Big screen here. I believe this is the I think it's a 9-inch screen, and the other models get 8, or this is an 8. No, yeah, this is a 9, I believe. Other ones get 8. Everything's easily laid out, nice, and very, very user-friendly. You got your hard touch buttons. You can go touchscreen. Your choice, 2 big dials at either side. HVAC is its own isolated thing here. Here are your 2-wheel drive, 4 high and then 4 low. And you won't ever accidentally get it into 4 low because you can't just turn it. You've got to actually push it in and then pop it over into 4 low. A little bit of storage here, a little handle here. There is your passengers. Oh my goodness, I gotta hang on to something. Handle. Cup holders. Top trim does get the wireless charging, which is nicely tucked away back here out of sight, so you won't be tempted to look at your phone. I'm happy it's not here. I'm happy let me get that out of the way. I'm happy this is just straight storage space as opposed to the wireless charger. Got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, parking sensors. There's 2 USB ports here, as you can see. One is for my Apple CarPlay, and the other one is the USB-C, and just behind the center console here for your rear passengers are 2 more USBs. You do have a cigarette lighter adapter. Maybe I'm dating myself by calling it that, but that's what it is to me. And you got a glove box with a fair amount of space in there, not the worst thing. The cool thing here is this is spec'd with Fender audio, and I'm a musician. As some of you may know, I'm very loyal to Fender. I have Fender amps and Fender guitars. System sounds really, really sharp. I'm going to try and be a little more on the bold side. Where is that? There's the hood release. So it's a 3.8 liter engine, 310 horsepower. Let me check my notes because I haven't memorized all of it. 281 pound-feet of torque, 9-speed transmission. So I'm really happy that Nissan has done that instead of running a CVT. On a sec, guys, I apologize. Anyways, on hydraulics, so that's what your engine cover looks like. That's what the engine bay looks like. It looks really, really, it's dirty because I've been off-roading all day, but that's what your new 3.8 liter V6 looks like. Again, 310 horsepower. I think I said 286 pound-feet of torque, class-leading horsepower. So I screwed up and I lost the footage for the first half of the driving impressions. So I'm just going to put some B-roll together, which is a combination of off-road stuff as well as drone footage, and I'll talk through my first half of the driving impressions. So it's a 3.8 liter V6, and it's 310 horsepower, 281 pound-feet of torque, all through a 9-speed automatic transmission. I'm happy they opted to not use the CVT, as the 9-speed serves the Frontier much better. Now, with the engine, 93% of it has been redesigned, so it's nearly entirely new. And if you're going to replace an aging truck, this is the way to do it, by really kind of going all out. And again, 93% of the engine parts have been redesigned and are new. Acceleration is pretty good considering it's a mid-sized truck. Put your foot down and it goes, and your revs run up a little bit. But thanks to that 9-speed transmission, it definitely makes for a more enjoyable driving experience. Engine noise, road noise, and wind noise are a lot lower compared to the outgoing model. Better materials, better insulation, and Nissan has really thought of a lot of things to make this truck that has a lot of wide appeal. There's also hydraulic cab mounts that reduce the road vibration by 80%, so you really notice it. And I hadn't driven the old Frontier in about a year, but I still remember it was really clanky and noisy, and it was okay, just it wasn't great. But with the new Frontier, it's just so good. Steering is firm but not heavy. There's some weight to it, but it's not flimsy by any means. So, you'll have to just be very intentional. I don't think you can do the one-finger steering with the Frontier, but it's still a solid vehicle. Feels good, feels strong, feels very sturdy. I think that's the best way that I can describe it. Trailer sway control is a standard feature here, which is also really, really good. And overall, pretty happy with the driving impressions for what Nissan's done here with the all-new Frontier. Turning radius is good. It's not great. I don't think it would be a deal breaker for anybody. Just doing a lot of 3-point, 4-point, 5-point, 6-point, 7 and 8-point turns on these very narrow off-road paths. I would have liked to have seen a little more on the turning radius side. That's just my take on that. Seats really, really comfortable, and I think Nissan's got one of the best seats in the industry with their zero gravity. And I'm just so thoroughly impressed at how refined the ride is here. And I think it might really be a contender for a lot of mid-sized pickup shoppers. And yes, a lot of people are brand loyal, but at least give the Frontier a test drive, see what improvements have been done to it, see how it might fit your life. Again, straight lines done really, really well, quick acceleration, brisk acceleration, as brisk as it can be for a mid-sized pickup truck. Again, I'm going to go back to the engine specs. All new 3.8 liter V6, 310 horse, 281 pound-feet of torque. And in the presentation, I believe it was 93% of the engine components have been refined, revised, or are all new. So that's nearly the entire engine. So I'm happy they did that. And it's a 9-speed automatic transmission, which thankfully they used instead of a CVT, and it's the right fit for it. And so I think I'm on actually a proper road now. So I think I can get a little bit of speed going. So I'm not sure if you could hear the engine noise kind of just blip through the microphone on me, but loud enough without being obnoxious and intrusive. On winding roads, it does really, really well. And it's more the tight turns that I want the extra little bit of turning radius for, but I'm in the Montebello area of Quebec. So many twists and turns, and the Frontier just eases into them. Not a lot of oversteer, not a lot of understeer, again, considering the type of vehicle it is. This is the end of my smooth paved road as we go back into the off-road portion of it. But yeah, just to wrap up driving dynamics, it's a big change, and I think it'll surprise some shoppers and impress some shoppers as well. Again, the old Frontier was around for over a decade. I wish this came out sooner, but I'm going to run with the better late than never card for the all-new Frontier. When you're in the vehicle, everything's within reach. This is my hand on top of the infotainment system, so I sit all the way back, so it's very, very easy to hang on to. There's some storage up here, the right amount of storage as well. Lots of visibility out front, out the sides, out the rear. I know this really isn't specifically driving dynamics related, but with the bed on both the King and the crew cab, the height of it is ideal. Like, for me, I'm 5'8", and I can reach into the bed without any issue. Quick touch on safety. There are so many standard safety features here. I'll throw a list of them on the screen for you to take a look at. And whether you're getting the S, the SV, or the Pro 4X, you get the whole standard suite, hence it being called standard. I think the only thing that's not standard is the traffic sign recognition, which this one has because it's on the top trim 4X. There's a couple of packages, I think 3 packages you can tack on as well. And if I recall correctly, there are 8 or 9 different configurations of the Frontier that you can pick from. And pricing is really aggressive for me. So it's $39,998 for the S, and I think it maxes out at $47,500, maybe $47,600. So with such a small gap between top and bottom, and 8 or 9 different trims to choose from, I think people will go middle of the road or upper middle of the road. I'm going to look at my notes for this because I haven't got this memorized just yet, but it's on the fuel consumption side. And they've given this more power but reduced the fuel consumption. So EPA estimated fuel economy in liters per 100 kilometers, 13.7 in the city, 10.6 on the highway, and 12.3 combined. And from the presentation this morning, that's about 2 liters of reduced consumption over the outgoing generation. So doing more with less, always a good thing. So well done, Nissan, on that side. That's going to wrap it up for the 2022 Frontier as far as the first impressions go. I've only had the car since 8:30 this morning, and it's now 3:19 in the afternoon. Once it's on the media fleet, I'll give it a thorough week's drive, do a deep dive. If you do have any questions on the all-new Frontier, let me know in the comments, and I will get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in what it is that I do. Let me find a place to stop. You can see all the dirt on the window. Let me get rid of that. And now it's kind of clean. All right, thank you so much for watching. Be well, be healthy, be safe.